following the team this year?
I follow him because, Rob is, such a close family friend, so he and I talk all the time.
Okay.
But I follow the young guys, and, I look at what they're doing.
You ever pick up the phone and call any of those guys?
Kuzma I speak to every now and then. Julius Randle I speak to every now and then.
You do, okay.
But listen, they have a bright future, man. You just got to be patient.
Right. Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is, break the team up and then 4 or 5 years from now look back and see how great they are someplace else.
Lakers fans tend to be impatient because we're used to having great players like you and like, Shaq and Magic and Kareem and all these guys one after the other, and then we can't understand it when there's suddenly a lull.
But we didn't come out winning championships. We were horrible. We were getting swept by the Jazz, swept by the Spurs. I mean, we stunk.
Do you tell that to the players when you go in the locker room?
I do. I tell them it's a process, but ultimately you just got to go through it.
What's up, people? It's your man, Urban Lover, coming from your mama's basement. Excuse the noise. I'm in the basement, the brawler, the heater, everything is kicking off. I'm sweating. Yeah, we lost 9 in a row. Before I get into that, I want to talk about a couple things, and I want to pinpoint some things out. And I definitely want to talk about this Kobe Bryant segment when he was on Jimmy Kimmel. And talking about, trust the process, got to be patient with the young guys. I'm going to get into that as well. So the Lakers played the Charlotte Hornets, lost 9 in a row, looked dead flat. Didn't do anything. We had a positive from Bryant Ingram because in the last couple games he wasn't doing as much, only taking barely any shots. Really nobody else did anything besides Julius Randle. Kuzma, he basically didn't do too much of nothing. Just shots wasn't falling, rushing shots. And I'm going to hit something real quick. Now, I've been watching Jordan Clarkson. I've been watching Kuzma. See, this is what I'm talking about when I said in my last video. When you sit there and you tell the players, like for instance, Luke Walton, he comes out in his speeches, and he always say, well, we're going to limit the players on certain minutes of what they're going to play. See, that's my problem. You're letting players know what you expect for them in a limited amount of time when they're on the floor. So when you're on that floor, and you're looking at it like this, okay, remember, keep in mind, Jordan Clarkson said at the beginning of the season, he wanted to prove that, that he's doing better than he was, the previous years. And when you sit there, you're getting 18, 19 minutes, and for a fact, and it's sticking in your mind now that, that, wow, I'm not getting that many minutes. So when I get on that floor, I'm going to do whatever I can to either put points on the board to make me look good. So if I do get traded, it looks better for me. And that's the same thing happening with Kuzma. I'm not saying that Kuzma going to get traded, but when you're only getting a limited amount of minutes, what happened is you start to believe in your mind that you have to go out there and score. And it's become about you. It's not becoming about a team effort. And that's the reason why I said at the end of the day, I feel bad for Luke Walton. And the reason why I say I feel bad for Luke Walton, because 75% of the fan base turned on him. I said it a couple videos back. I said, who's the next person the Laker fan base is going to turn on? Last year was D'Angelo. The year before that was Jordan Clarkson. The year before that was Nick Young. And the year before that was Byron Scott. So every year we find somebody to turn on. So next year, I guess, if Brandon Ingram doesn't play, depending if we trade him or not, but if Brandon Ingram doesn't play up to his potential, we're going to turn on him next year because most likely we probably get PG-13. But right now, to where we're showcasing for him to say, come here, he might not even come here. And the only reason I'm saying that is because right now, back in the days, your top teams, your top organization, everybody wanted to go there, like your Lakers, your Celtics, your Sixers, years ago. These teams, everybody wanted to go there. Because the market, New York Knicks, everybody wanted to go there because of the market. But now the way everything is set up now, you can play for a small team and still make it just as much money as any other team and get the endorsement deals, get the TV publicity and all that. Especially if you are a top name player, the TV, ESPN are going to follow you because you're a top player. You know what I'm saying? They're going to follow you. They're going to give you TV time. So it don't matter where you go at now. So it's not a big thing that, okay, well, everybody wanted to come to L.A. back in the 80s and 90s. It's like, okay, I'm going to go with teams that benefit me the most. And right now, this is a dysfunctional team. And I don't want to put all the blame on Luke Walton because at the end of the day, Luke Walton has been given an egg. I'm giving this to Magic Johnson in the front office. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when they came in, I was kind of happy they traded Lou Williams, only because I did not know that the D'Angelo Russell movement was in the making. So I was like, wow, well, we got... we getting Lonzo Ball just before the trade. I said, well, okay, we have Lonzo Ball. And we have D'Angelo Russell. He can go to the 2 because D'Angelo Russell, his true position is the 2. And we never got to see D'Angelo Russell play off the ball. We never got to see it. He was always running point based on the fact of what Byron Scott and Luke Walton put him in a position as. Never tried him off the ball. And at that time, you couldn't really play him off the ball with Jordan Clarkson because both of them are combo guards. It didn't. I mean, they could, but like I said, you need a seasonable coach in order to do that, to make it happen. Mark Jackson did it with Monte Ellis, but he knew that it was time for Monte Ellis to make room for Steph Curry. He made that move to get rid of Monte Ellis. At that time, I think Monte averaged like 25 points, but he made that move. So what I'm saying is, this whole team is dysfunctional. Okay? You look at the Lakers, you say, wow. You know, I was thinking that we were going to have D'Angelo Russell along with Lonzo Ball. Instead, we made that move for, to make that trade to bring Brook Lopez here for to remove, God dang, what's his daggone name? I can't think of his name right now. We made that trade to get rid of him, to get rid of that contract that we had. So Mozgov, I couldn't even think of his name at the time. Mozgov, we made that move to get rid of him and Mozgov. All right, and actuality, the Lakers could have waited. I keep telling people over again because the actual team that had the 27th pick, and we had the 28th pick. So we had the 27th pick, and we wound getting the 28th pick. But the 27th pick, the team that actually that took the 27th pick, was going to take the 27th pick, Kuzma was not even on their radar. They weren't even thinking about Kuzma. I just want to make sure I throw that out there, you know, for everybody who keeps saying that, we would have lost that pick if we didn't make that move. Nobody had Kuzma on their radar because during college, the biggest problem with Kuzma is that he didn't give an effort day in and day out. That's why he dropped so low. You know what I mean? Because he didn't give an effort. He had the game, but he just didn't effort. And a lot of scouts moved away from him. But anyway, we made that move. Then all of a sudden they got rid of Nick Young. I said, wow. Then you get rid of Nick Young. I said, you got rid of Lou Williams. You tell Nick Young, like, hey, we don't need you no more. We're going a different direction. Then you trade D'Angelo Russell. So you basically get rid of all the shooters that Luke Walton had, that in order to run that motion Golden State Warriors offense. You remove all the shooters. Some say, okay, well, you know, let's see what Magic Johnson got in store. You know, so let's see if they go get some shooters. So instead, they didn't get some shooters. Instead, they go get KCP. And I made a video. I said, I'm not really big excited about KCP. I said, KCP is nothing but Jordan Clarkson. Streaky player, probably better defense, you know, if that's what most people want to call it. And I said, you know, we should never have made that move. Fans went at me like, Irvin, you don't know what you're talking about. KCP is a good player. You know, he's real nice, this is that. And I said about Brook Lopez. I said Brook Lopez is a bad move. I said Brook Lopez is he's a liability on defense. He don't have no defense. He plays on the East. When he comes to the West, he's going to be dominated by dominant centers. He's too slow, especially if they're trying to go in a different direction where Lonzo Ball is up-tempo type of player where you're pushing the ball. So what they do, you know, fans, once again, Irvin, you don't know what you're talking about. Brook Lopez is going to be a beast. He's going to be a monster. He's going to be doing this and doing that. Look what Brook Lopez at now. Everything that I stated in my videos from the beginning of the season up to now has proven my point. That's why I don't get into comments. I don't argue with nobody. You know what I mean? I just state my point, and I just keep it moving. I let you speak your piece because at the end of the day, we all Laker fans, whether we agree or disagree. You know, but I look at it like this from a big perspective is this. Luke Walton right now, I kind of feel bad for him, but then I kindly don't. Because he actually set himself up for this from last year. Last year, his biggest thing was Brandon Ingram. All year, Brandon was struggling last year. You know, he will always get Brandon was the only one getting like 28, 30 minutes. Then he on that team. You know, they were going back and forth with D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, all them other guys. And I said the same thing I said this year, capped over from last year. I said, Luke Walton is your Byron Scott. But fans didn't want to hear that. Irv, you don't know what you're talking about. Luke Walton. Luke Walton's a good coach. And I can go back and pop videos up where you can go back and look at my videos in my archives. You'll see. I talk about Luke Walton. I say he's doing the same thing. His rotation sucks. Same thing I said last year. I'm saying this year. His rotation sucks. Bad time management. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was a rookie head coach. And I said, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm going to work with him. You know, and I looked at it and I said, you know, he's doing the same thing this year. It haven't even changed. The only sad thing is that he don't know how to mix and match up his lineups. It's like Brook Lopez. It's like this. All right, here's my thing. And this is why I call him a hypocrite. And I believe this is from Magic Johnson, but Luke Walton is the face. It's like when you work for a corporation. All right, for instance, I work for a company, right? When I used to work for a company before I started working for myself. So I work for a company, an insurance company. I won't say the name, but an insurance company. Okay, I sell the insurance to the individual. Even though I work for an entity, I sell the insurance to somebody. That person comes in, they buy the insurance from me. So anytime they have problem with their insurance, this and that, they will call me. I will give them the number to the main office, in order to talk to someone else. If they believe in their heart that I sold a bad product, they will come to me. They won't go to the main office. They come back to me. I am the face of the corporation, of an entity. Remember, this is a business. The entity doesn't really get to be spoken of or spoken about unless they want to say, I want to speak to a higher up. Then that's when they start to speak to somebody else. Luke Walton is the face of the NBA, of the Lakers team. So all the heat is going to come to Luke Walton, period. You know what I mean? Everybody going to look at Luke Walton and say, well, Luke Walton is a bad coach. He did this, he did that. And to some degree, I agree. But we have to understand the hand he was dealt. We have to see and look back and say, you know what? Is Magic Johnson them pulling these strings, telling him to play start Brook Lopez, to start KCP? Remember, these are the people that Magic Johnson them brought over here. Think about it. Lonzo Ball is not the type of point guard that Luke Walton is looking for. He just agrees with it because he's an employee of an employer. And the reason why I'm saying that, because this guy, he even stated that he keeps in contact constantly with D'Angelo Russell. I think he really liked the D'Angelo Russell because D'Angelo Russell reminds him of the NBA players of today, shoot first, pass second type of point guards. And he liked D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell come down, he didn't have to create his own. Well, D'Angelo Russell didn't have to. D'Angelo Russell probably nowhere gonna be as athletic than Lonzo. Lonzo will be much more in the surrender when it comes to defense, passing, everything else. D'Angelo Russell will probably, at this point, will be more sufficient as a shooter than Lonzo. Probably later on down the line, we don't know. But like I said, the biggest problem with D'Angelo Russell, he stayed hurt. So to make that trade for Mozgov, it wasn't bad because the guy stayed hurt. His knees are bad. So I'm not really mad about that. Now, if D'Angelo was in the league right now, not injured all the time, killing over in the Nets, I'd be kind of upset because why? Lonzo is a goddamn hell of a defender. He's better. He's a better defender than KCP from what I've seen. Man on man-to-man ball. KCP has a habit of letting his players blow past him because he's thinking that the center or the wing or the weak side help's going to come over and help him. And he gives up on the play. You will never see him hardly go back and actually make a transition to come behind a block. Beside that one play, I think this game where he actually hustled back down, but that was on a fast break. But I'm talking about watch his man blow past him. He doesn't come back to help out. Lonzo Ball, if you notice, if a man blow past Lonzo, he doesn't give up on the play. He goes after the defender and actually try to get a block or something. He try to disrupt that player some way, somehow. Now, that's why I was saying to myself, okay, now going back to Luke Walton. Luke Walton does not have the arsenal to run the offense he's looking to run. Okay? He's not the type of coach that's going to come in and switch the offense up in order to benefit the players that he have. Why? He's not that type of coach. He only learned under Steve Kerr's system. Remember, he only been an assistant coach for not so long. The only reason why Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss went out and got him because the fan hype. We need to go after Luke Walton. When fans really should be saying we need to go after Mark Jackson. Much more seasonable. I've been saying this back on Mike Lakers Talk video. I've been having debates with people back before I even started making my videos that we should have went after Mark Jackson before Luke Walton got hired. I said we should have went after Mark Jackson because he's much more seasonable. And what I mean by that, he's much more of a player's coach. Listen, this guy turned the Golden State Warriors around. If you go back and look at him or just look at his stats running Golden State, every year they got better. So when Steve Kerr came in, he just basically finished off what Mark Jackson had already established. But no one gives Mark Jackson that credit. But we quick to say, okay, well, Steve Kerr, they won a championship. No, Steve Kerr took a team that was already developed. It's the same thing with Tony Dungy when he ran the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He put that team on the map, and then here come Gruden come over and take the team to the finals. And then what happened after that? Nothing. So I'm just saying at the end of the day, we have to start looking at it. Magic Johnson's hand is in this right now. They got to be telling Luke Walton, you got to play Brook Lopez. You got to play KCP. And the reason why I say that is because of this. All right, KCP is struggling. He's struggling. But there's no, this is the first time that Luke Walton actually set him down because he said his defense wasn't up to par. He set him down. In reality, KCP shouldn't be playing right now until he finishes 25 personal situation. Once he finished that, get it out of his mind, then I would let him come back and play because he's distracted. You can see it. The man hasn't played right since he's been going through this situation. He's distracted. This is what I call a dysfunctional team. That's when Magic Johnson, Pelinka need to step in and say, you know what, KCP, you got to go ahead and sit down. I know we're paying you $19 million, but go ahead and sit down, do the 25, get your mind right, come back in. Right now, because at first KCP wasn't looking that bad. The only thing KCP was doing before this happened is that he was just ISOing. But so was Brandon Ingram. But now KCP has given a green light, and he just get on the floor and don't do nothing. He gave us a dud. But I'm not going to knock KCP because if you look at it, none of the shooting guards did anything. Jordan Clarkson was off, and that's because Jordan Clarkson, the thing, I go back to what I said before about Jordan Clarkson. If you're getting a little bit of minutes and your coach is not trying to believe in you and trust in you, so when you get out that floor, you're going to try to get as many points you can because you know you ain't going to ride, you're going to ride a pain for a long period of time. That's why I say the Lakers right now at this point in time, they need a veteran player because the veterans that we got are not veteran players. They're not winnable veterans, so the team is not going to believe in them because these players that's on the team as veterans, they haven't won anything for the Lakers to believe in, for the young players to believe in them. So you got to go get them a veteran player. Also on top of that, the coach got to make them players believe in him as they believe in themselves. You can't sit there and also discriminate against certain players. Magic Johnson is fault, like I said before my last video. You can't sit there and tell, okay, Brandon Ingram is untouchable, but everybody is out the door. So I'm basically playing just to be playing to know that I might be traded at any given time or let go. You're playing with me. Okay, you're playing with me, and I want to hear that, fans or media sit there and say, well, they still should be playing because, they making millions of dollars. Come on, stop being stupid and foolish, man. We understand they making money, but let's be real. If you was at your job and your boss walked up to you and say, hey, man, in 2 weeks I'm letting you go, you gonna sit here and tell me you still gonna give 100%, knowing that you're about to get fired in 2 weeks? Come on, man, be real. This is the reality that we live in. That people sit here, they talk like they talk like they're in these people's shoes. Look at your life for a perspective and say, you know what? This thing can happen to me too. I don't care how much a person makes. You know what I'm saying? When you sit there and you can hear these trade talks over and over again about being traded, about this, about that, your coach treating you like crap. You cannot sit here and tell me that you need to man up and play this and that. Listen, Magic Johnson. What was it, Paul Westphal? What was it, Paul Westphal? I think it was Westphal. He didn't want to play with him. Got him out of there. Kobe didn't want to play with Del Harris. They got him out of there. Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, LeBron. How many times LeBron had got rid of coaches? You go back to the first coach in Cleveland. So you have these times where players pout because they frustrated with the coaching. They frustrated with what the coach is doing to them. So they start pouting. The only problem is that these young players don't have I ain't gonna say potential because we never got to see the potential. But these young players right now are not star players. And Kobe at the time when he was a star player, he was coming off the bench. When Del Harris was there. But at the time, these young players do not have the superstar caliber to make noise. So fans are going to turn on real quick. Well, you suck anyway. He shouldn't be proud. He shouldn't be doing this and that. Nah, man. It goes down to the front office. Like I said before, Magic Johnson reminds me so much of Donald Trump. And I hate to say it. I'm not really big in politics. I leave that to the politicians. I don't get caught up in that crap. But that's what Magic Johnson is. Before Magic Johnson took over this team, all he did was tweet. And like I said, I followed Magic Johnson because at one point in time, he was my idol. Before I got to stop doing the idol bull crap, I'm just a fan of the game. But Magic Johnson tweet all the time. We need to go after KD. Oh, well, the Lakers need to trade everybody for LeBron. This and that. Now, here's the thing. Magic Johnson, when he got picked, when they picked him up, when Jeannie Buss picked him up, and made him vice president of basketball operation, whoever he was before, he said to Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss, because remember, Sacramento wanted Brandon Ingram for DeMarcus Cousins and a couple other players and some draft picks. Magic Johnson went off on Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss about why didn't we make that move? I would have made that move. But yet, now he's in the position of president of basketball operation, and now he's sitting there stating that, we're not going to make that move for Ingram now. We're going to keep Ingram. But he made sure that Mitch and Jim was put on blast about not making that move, but he won't make that move. Now, what I'm saying at the end of the day is this. Now, going back to Luke Walton, I feel bad for Luke. Then again, I don't, and I'm repeating something that I stated earlier because I don't want to get off track. The reason why I say I feel bad for Luke is this. Once again, you got rid of all the shooters. Nick Young, Lou Williams, D'Angelo Russell. I was down with it for Lou Williams only because I thought that D'Angelo Russell was going to get more playing time. When we pick up a point guard, because most likely the Lakers was going for Lonzo Ball, and I knew because of the way the NBA is set up, Lonzo Ball was going to be a Laker. I just knew it was going to happen, okay? Magic Johnson becomes president of basketball operation. It makes sense to get Lonzo because this is somebody that Magic feel like is almost similar to him. So we lose D'Angelo Russell. So I'm like, okay, we don't have no shooters. We don't get no shooters. And then on top of that, you have a bunch of slashers, ISO players. Does this fit Luke Walton's game, his style of basketball? No, it doesn't. And once again, Luke Walton, who's being almost similar, basically a rookie coach, a year and a half in, is struggling. He don't know what to do. He don't know how to change the lineups up. The rotation sucked. It sucked last year. but it wasn't as bad. And then when you sit there and keep telling the players, oh, again, we're going to trade you, we're going to do this and that, now the players feel like, why should we play if you're going to trade us? And a lot of people say, well, you know, you're playing for another team, you know, you should play regardless. That's true, but let's be real now, okay? At the end of the day, Julius Randle is going to go to somebody. Somebody going to look at Julius Randle and say, you know what, this guy got star potential. Because if you look at his stats and the little bit of time he's playing, he's actually playing better than everybody on the Lakers right now. I'm just being honest. The little bit of time he's playing better than all the Lakers right now. And a little bit of time, you cannot tell me that the team is not going to want this guy, not going to get this guy $20 million. So the Lakers going to wind up losing Julius Randle. He's not going to resign. So the mom would just go ahead and try to trade him. Because, you know, you already basically told him, like, we're going to let you go. Then Kobe come out and say, hey, you know, we need to be patient with the young players, this and that. Now, the thing about that is, and I'm jumping around, so guys, stay with me, okay? Because it's a lot to talk about. I'm trying to cram it all up, try not to let this video go long, but sometimes it does because I have a lot to say. Now, if you listen to the video when Kobe was stating that, you know, gotta be patient with the young guys, this and that. We should have did that when we had D'Angelo. We didn't have to make that move so quick to get Mozgov. But like I said, because D'Angelo needs is okay. I don't mind because there's no guarantee that D'Angelo might make it to 8-9 years in this league. I'm just being honest. I mean, you young and already have bad knees. That's letting you know it's a bad sign. So yeah, what the Lakers did by letting him go, that's a good thing. It's a bad thing, but a good thing. Good thing because there's no guarantee. Knees might blow out. Bad thing is, if he come back healthy and his knees are strong, this guy's dropping 25 points, we're going to look back, like Kobe said, 4 or 5 years from now and say, damn, we should never let him go. So we got to look at that as well. Because in reality, we could just let Miles, because Miles played better than Brook Lopez defensive-wise. I mean, yeah, he don't get a lot of touch, but I told people, you go back and watch the videos, it's because Miles was never looked at. It was plays where, I told you before, when Jordan Coleman breaking the ball down right there in front of Miles, right there he had his play, and he broke him down, and everybody was like, woo, the fan like, woo, woo, because he broke him down, and the player fell. And instead of Jordan Clarkson giving it to Miles to make that layup or whatever, instead, because Miles had like a lower person on him. Instead, Jordan Clarkson take that three-pointer and he missed it. So they never really looked at Miles. They never got Miles the opportunity to score. Now, Kobe saying, you know, they struggled. But remember what Kobe said at the end, though. He said they got swept by the Utah Jazz, the Spurs. The Lakers ain't making the playoff, buddy. It's a big difference. You know what I mean? So 4 or 5 years in a row not making the playoff compared to you guys on paper. Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Eldon Campbell. You know, then y'all want to get Shaq, Rick Fox later on down, all that stuff, man. Come on, Sedell 3. Man, y'all had a squad. On paper, y'all was like a top 5 team in the West. It's just that y'all had Del Harris as a coach who couldn't really capitalize on a lot of personalities and egos. You know, they had to bring in somebody who had much more experience dealing with people like that, dealing with the Michael Jordans and the Scottie Pippen. So they had to bring Phil Jackson in. So you can't sit there and say, well, you know, we got to be patient with a team that's dismal, that ain't winning 40 games, buddy. It's a difference. The Lakers of that time at least won 40 games, man. They were competitive. Even through the bull crap we were going through. I watched them 90 games, man. We were competitive. We gave it our all. We gave it our all, man. But this team, nah, it's dysfunctional. Matt Johnson need to be quiet. He need to stop going on freaking media, talking about, you know, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do with certain players. This player need to do this and that. You need to stop. Lou Walton, you need to stop. Stop pointing fingers at certain players, giving other players the green light. But yet you tell other players that if they don't come to play this and that, they ride the paint. I don't feel that that's not right. KCP should not be starting. KCP should be home, taking care of his personal situation, the 30 days, 25 days, whatever the bull crap it is. He need to deal with that. Kuzma really need to be tried at the 3. And for fans to sit there and say that he cannot play the 3, we haven't even seen Kuzma play the 3. Only time he played the 3 so far this season is 4 minutes. He has not played the 3 on a consistent basis to know if he can play the 3 or not. He's a scorer. You know what I mean? He's getting beat up down low by bigger bodies, bigger pro players who've been in the league 4 or 5 years than him. He's a rookie. So these big guys are taking him to the basket and all that. So I would like to see Kuzma at the 3. And I keep saying it, Ingram need to play the 2. Because Ingram need to get the confidence to start knocking down them open shots. Because I know he can hit them. But the point is he playing small forward. So when he plays small forward, he mostly playing around the rim. But if he played the 2, that means he'll get much more open shot. Like that pass where Lonzo kicked it out for him for the game-winning shot against the 76ers. I'm telling you, they need to try Ingram at the 2. Listen, you got to change the lineup. The good thing I like about this is that they allowed Julius Randle to finally start. He played pretty good. He had 15 points, 10 boards, 2 assists. He had 4 offensive boards. Branger had 4 offensive boards too. Now, he only played 28 minutes. That's cool. I don't mind that. But the thing is, Julius Randle right now on this team, on this roster, is the most physical down low player we have. Brook Lopez is a finesse player. Kuzma, a finesse player. Zubac, You don't really get that much playing time, but he's timid, and that's only because he's not playing. You can see it. He's not playing. He's not getting no playing time. So you got to implement him somewhere in the lineup. You got to listen. You don't have and see. This is what I'm saying. Luke Walton keep trying to run that small ball. Keep trying to run that small ball. I've been telling guys over and over again, we don't have the defense that the stats try to put out. Like we're ranked top 5 in the defense. And I keep telling the guys that's because the perimeter shooters want to knock down their shots. Now teams are figuring the Lakers out. They're knocking down the shots. You don't believe me? Go back and watch that little clip with Carmelo Anthony, but we got that water poured out on him when he was cussing and all that. What did he say out of his mouth? We started to figure out their system. That's easy. I keep telling guys over and over again. Once a team figure out, because they sit back, they watch video clips of what the Lakers do, how they run their offense, it's easy to figure out, it's easy to defend, and this is what's taking place right now. Teams are figuring the Lakers out on the offense and defense. Okay, like a lot of players crash down to help out low. I said this over and over again. A lot of players like to crash down low to help out, and they leave the perimeter guys wide open. Just that most shooters take like 25 to 30 shots per game. They wasn't hitting their shots. But when they're hitting their shots, the Lakers going to lose a lot of games because their defense has always been suspect. It's just the stats make it seem like we're top 10. In reality, we're not, because the perimeter defense has never been protected from last year up to this year. We're running the same defense. And even when Luke Walton came out and said it months back, said the Lakers are not ready to play that perimeter defense that he's trying to teach. So he's going to stick to the basics. And this is what you're seeing. So that's what's taking place with the Lakers right now. It's the front office. I put 98% of the blame on the front office because Matt Johnson and them, they're letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. They're sitting there telling people who's going to be here, who's not going to be here. Players are pissed off because you're not buying into the players. Kobe is trying to come to patch it all together. You already know who he's talking to. He's talking to Kuzma and Julius Randle. He ain't say Ingram. He ain't say nobody else. Kuzma and Julius Randle. This is the main reason why when Kuzma said to Lonzo Ball, I forgot what game it was, they were getting blown out, and Kuzma said, man, I'm about to go off. And Lonzo said, I got your back. And then Kuzma went off. I think he dropped like 30-something points in that game. Remember, Kuzma is not even getting no play calling. He's doing all this by design. So that's a big thing. That's why I say Luke Walton is not fit for the system. I'm not knocking Luke, but I feel bad because he got a dub. He didn't got no. This ain't Luke Walton offense. This is Magic Johnson offense because you got Lonzo, who is a point guard similar to Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson wants this to run the way the old Lakers style used to run, Showtime. Luke Walton wants to run motion offense. The reason why I say that, because when the ball come off the rim, whoever got the ball got to push it. Whether it's Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, or KCP, is not 98% of Lonzo, and that's what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. Luke won't have to change up his style of basketball, his style of playbook, in order to fit Lonzo, because it's not fitting the way that he wanted to fit. You don't have the shooters. It's not going to work. Lonzo need to come off the, when that ball come off the rim, they need to give it to Lonzo, let him set up. Simple as that. If they're going to push, push. But when Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle come there, Julius Randle get the ball, he's going straight to the paint. 90% of the time, he's not passing. Brandon Ingram, he come across the court. 90% of the time, he's not passing. This game, he actually played off the ball, which was good. I like to see that more from him. But but there's many games where he played ISO, where he come off, and it'd be like 2 passes between 2 guys on one side, never moving the ball all around the court, just 2 sides, and the defense collapse down to those 2 guys, and those 2 guys try to make a play. Nobody else touches the ball. And that's Luke Walton's fault, because Luke Walton sit there, and I think Luke Walton is tired. He's just trying to give a positive image, but the reality of it, he's tired because he know he's giving a dub. So if he get fired, he's not worrying about getting fired because he know he's already been treated bad. Charlotte played a good game against us. Remember, we just blew these guys out. And then all of a sudden we come back and they beating the crap out of us. So we got to look at all this stuff, man. And I think the players are not really getting up on Luke. Some of them might be, but I think most of them are giving up on the front office, because the front office is telling you, like, look, it's all about PG-13. I mean, that's all you keep hearing about, PG-13, PG-13, PG-13. And they're not saying, and I said it before and I said it over and over again. You have quality players and these young players. You got to believe in them. Like Kobe said, I could agree with Kobe on that one part. Be patient and believe in these young players. You got to believe in them, man. It's no point in trading them. The only one need to be gone is Brook Lopez and KCP. Now, I would trade Jordan Clarkson. That's my man. Y'all know I love Jordan Clarkson. But the reason why I would trade Jordan Clarkson, because Josh Hart, and we will get PG-13. That means that, well, not really, because remember, because Josh Hart and Jordan Clarkson can come off the bench together. And PG-13 can push that to 2. But the only reason I would trade Jordan Clarkson, because I like Brandon Ingram. I would like to see Brandon Ingram at that 2. So Brandon Ingram played the 2, Kuzma played the 3. And then when PG-13 come, he can play the 4, or whatever, how they want to do it. That's if we get PG-13. I'm not even putting my whole side up on free agency. I'm looking at what we got right now, the products on the team now. I would like to see Jordan Clarkson traded, because I feel though Jordan Clarkson can go somewhere else and actually play pretty good with a team that can really use him. And I'm not saying Luke Walton don't need him, but at this point in time, the way this dismal team is terrible. It's sad, and we're not playing to our full potential. Lew Walton has given up on the team. He's trying to find something in order to figure out a way to get us going. The team has given up on Lew Walton. Everybody has basically given up on the front office. If y'all don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. Even Lew Walton, that's my thing. Or even why Brook Lopez and KCP are getting playing time and starting all that is because of Magic Johnson and them. Do not believe in your mind that Lew Walton would not sit them. But these are Magic Johnson and Pelinka players that came over, and they want them to play. That's why KCP got the green light to shoot all those daggone shots. But because the fan base is coming out on KCP, that's why he didn't take that many shots. He's not in the game. His head not in the game. They should have kept him home, and they should have went on and put Ingram at the 2 and let Kuzma play the 3 and let Julius Randle play the power forward spot. It gives Lonzo Ball much more offense to work with. When Kuzma come in, the games that Lonzo missed, look at Kuzma's stats. You don't believe me? Look at Kuzma's stats. His stats are nowhere near how they look when Lonzo played. When Lonzo played with Kuzma, he get easier shot. Prime example, look at Brandon Ingram. Lonzo Ball gave him a whole lot of plays for easy layups, easy shots. He would get a lot of off-ball plays. But when Ingram tried to go one-on-one, that's when he had problems. You need a facilitator. Lonzo Ball need that ball in his hand 90% of the time. I keep saying this over and over again. You cannot run that motion offense the way you run it like up in Golden State because Lonzo Ball is not that type of player yet. Right now, Lonzo Ball needs the ball in his hand. He creates for other players. He's a much better passer than Steph Curry. Let's be real. You got to give him the ball in order to create easier shots for these players. But instead, you want Brandon Ingram to run down there, set up that thing. Julius Randle run down there. You have not deterred away from your offensive playbook. You got to change your playbook up, Lew Walton, and you got to get players to buy into your system, and you got to tell them, don't worry about Magic Johnson and them. No, let's just play for what we need to play for. Everybody looked up to you, Luke. Last year, these young players respect you. Now you on the fence with Magic Johnson and them, and you basically turn on your players, so then your players are turning on you because the front office said we're going to trade majority of these players, so nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows they're going to be traded. But remember, you got to have their back, like Kobe said. Kobe is the reason probably why Julius Randle hasn't been traded yet. You know what I mean? Because think about it. He's cool with Pelinka. So he probably telling like, no, don't trade him, man. Work with him. He's a good player. Think about it. I said before, they talking to Julius and Kuzma. But anyway, it is what it is. Your man, Urban Lover. This video is already long. Just wanted to rant. Just wanted to bring some things out into a little open understanding. Y'all have a blessed day. Lakers will probably lose some more. It's all good, man. I'm not ending the season. I'm still going to watch the game, whether they suck or whatever. I'm a Laker fan. Yeah, it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is the growing pains, and this is what you expect from a young squad, a young coach, and a young front office. It's a dismantled family that don't know what they're doing right now, and they're still trying to find themselves. They're trying to bring us back, but right now they're taking 5 steps back. Anyway, y'all take care. I love you guys. You have a blessed one. You know what it is. I'm getting out your mom's basement because it's cold as hell in here. She needs to turn some heat on.